Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to this little live Hearts from the Summer House on this rather lovely and warm day. So I've got my cards. I've got Rebecca Campbell's rose cards here. The Rose Oracle. So I'm going to pick some cards. It might end up being a short live if it still carries on being really warm. We'll see how we go. And also got this. So let us join together in the heart space, in the beautiful crystalline rose of the heart, connecting in with the crystalline rose network of the planet, connecting in with the rose lines, the heart lines of Gaia. Breathing love into our hearts. And let's take a few breaths together. Breathing love into the heart space. And on your out breath, breathing out anything that your body is ready to release. Any old energies, any old programs, beliefs. And let us together open our hearts, joining our hearts together as one. Feeling that connection with the heart of Gaia, the heart of the sun, and the heart of Source Creator. And just feeling that beautiful heart connection to Gaia. Feeling her love for all of us. Feeling her gratitude. Thank you for joining me, whether you're here live in this now moment or in a future now moment on the replay or on YouTube. I might put this one on YouTube as well. Alrighty, so these beautiful, beautiful rose cards by Rebecca Campbell, the Rose Oracle. So I'm going to do a collective card pull. See what comes up for us. I still don't know these cards very well. I think I've only picked them twice, maybe 3 times, other than, oh thanks Robbie, other than when I've picked them live. Alrighty. Robbie, you're reminding me of fasting. So I fasted for the first time last Friday for the day. I spent most of it dozing off. I wanted to meditate, but I found I wasn't really focused enough, so I read a book instead. And other than that, I dozed off. I went to bed really early, 9:30. And then the following day was beautiful timing for a cold water swim down a cliff and then back up the cliff. And my legs are all right again now. But the following day, they were a bit sore. All right. Okay. So when I pick cards, when I shuffle, my hands will be guided to stop at a certain point. Hi, Michelle. And at that point, I will be asking, is it the one from the bottom or is it this one? And I think it's this one. My intention is to pick 3, but we will see what happens. That one. Card number 2. And that one. Alrighty, so we have Healing the Motherline, the Sacred Waters, and Lineage of the Rose. So Healing the Motherline, I think it'll be back to front, but hopefully you can see that okay. So the words on that are healing, I can't read that backwards, ancestral work, the mother line, oh, growing up, oh, who wants to do that? So, just seeing what else is dropping in for this one. All right, I'm going to move on to the next card, which is the Sacred Waters, because the two really do feel linked together. So the Sacred Waters: nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. So there's been so much, for me at least, going on of late, healing the mother line, healing the ancestral line. Actually, to be honest, it's been both mother and father line. And the nourishment and the self-care, often we're putting others before ourselves. I know when I was a nurse, oof, a lot of energy coming through, a lot of heat. When I was a nurse, it was pretty common for, it's kind of run on martyr energy, such a lot. So we would often put the patients before ourselves. So if things needed doing on the ward and you weren't able to have your lunch, you wouldn't have your lunch. But very kindly, visitors would always give you chocolates. So there was always a box of chocolates there that you could just grab. And I think one of the reasons why I've never fasted until now was because for so much of my life, I would really feel that blood sugar drop. And I wasn't sure that a fast day would be a good idea for me. But it was a really stable day. I drank water with cucumber and lemon, chopped up cucumber and lemon in it, and mint. And I had 2 chai lattes with oat milk and a juice that did have an apple in, but aside from that, there was nothing sweet. It was beetroot, carrot, and celery. So it was a really good cleanse day. I can't say that I feel much difference at this stage, but it was only a day fast. I'm sure it would be different if it was a 3-day fast. And one of the things that I did at the beginning of the day, and I'm just getting called to bring this in, was to connect with the heart of Gaia at the beginning of the day and just ask for any nutrients or the energies of any nutrients, any amino acids, any electrolytes, for the energy of those to like come into my body from Gaia. And it's a really beautiful thing to do, and I invite you to do that now, just to quieten yourself down and just call from Gaia for the energies of anything that would be useful for your body right now, and also connecting with the crystalline grids of energy. Because Gaia has the pre-particle energy of everything that is good for our body, everything that our body needs. And there seems to be such a, what am I wanting to say here? There's been a lot of talk of the divine feminine rising on the planet and the divine masculine. And these are energies that I'm sure you all know if you're watching this. These are energies that we all have inside us. We have the masculine side and the feminine side. And a lot of what we're doing at the moment is really bringing those 2 polarities into alignment, into neutrality, into the heart. Okay, I've gone off on a slight tangent there. Okay, so we had healing the mother line, the ancestral work, growing up. But really though, who wants to grow up? Okay, and the final card is the lineage of the rose. Moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. And I will just mention at this point that I have, at the minute I'm doing 2 gatherings a month, because this card just seems really relevant for me, where we connect with the golden rose energy, we connect with the fae. It's often a connect with Glastonbury, with the Albion energy, but elsewhere on the planet as well. I do sound, light language, and there's also some silence in there. And the focus is health and prosperity. And I'm gathering people so that we have a circle of beings, human and supported by the non-human, to really gather up a field of energy. And within that field of energy, it's not like we're doing specific healing on a specific person. We're all doing our own healing. But it's really about creating a strong, potent container. Just reading your message, Aurora. I'm not actually in Glastonbury. I'm in the north of England. And I've only been to Glastonbury once this year. I'd been 3 times, I think, by now, last year, or twice. But I do love it there. So that's, yeah, keep me in the loop for that. And I also want to mention with this gathering that so I'm doing these gatherings on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays in the month, but this month we have 5 Tuesdays. So I've been working with, or playing with, being in that field of energy with Morgan Lee and some of the octahedron New Earth grid work stuff that she's been doing. And on one of the calls, I kind of co-hosted with her. And what I'm hoping to do next Tuesday is do one of these octahedron New Earth grid gatherings myself. So it'll be next Tuesday. I'm only part way through doing a ticket tailor for it, so I haven't got a ticket tailor link. I'm finding it really hard to speak English in this live. Anyway, just saying that, I'm struggling. Oh, Louise, if you're in Whitby, let me know. That's really close. All right, what was I saying? So the New Earth Grid octahedron gatherings, if anyone's interested in that, just message me at this stage. They've been really potent containers. And the work, there's a lot of silence in there. It's something that I won't be doing light language. There's this kind of fairly specific visualization at the beginning, with extra bits kind of coming in as and when. It's not always scripted. Some of it is scripted. The same with the other gatherings that I'm doing. But if that calls to your heart, then drop me a message and I'll make sure that you see the ticket tailor, or we can just do it straight through PayPal. I'm going to have a drink of water. Oops, splashed. I also wanted to share this little stone with you. So I got oh, it looks like an egg. I found this in the sea. So as I was coming out of the sea, this stone was in the sea on its own, really standing out because of the colour. I asked its permission and asked if it wanted to come home with me, and it said yes. So here it is. But to me, this stone is a little bit of an enigma. So you put it one way, it's got 4 sides and they're kind of all the same, and then you turn it that way and then it's like an upside down egg. You turn it again and it's an egg shape again, and then you turn it again and it's an upside down egg. So it's got 4 sides that are all the same, but one's one way and the next is the other way, and then it's the first way and then it's the other way. And this is a really, really beautiful, beautiful stone to hold in my hands. And the energy from it has been amazing. I mean, we buy our expensive crystals from the shop. And sometimes there's as much, if not more, energy that comes from them for the ones that don't really cost a lot. I think there might be flecks of quartz in this. It does have some shiny bits. But I love the way it's just been rolled into that shape by the sea. And another little treasure was this feather, which is some kind of seabird, but I'm not sure which one. Michelle, you might know what feather that is. Might be I don't know if it's a seagull, but it's some kind of seabird. So if you want to just connect with it, I'm going to call it an egg stone. If you want to connect with this beautiful, beautiful egg stone, then do just connect. Oh, I think its energy just went on a whole different level after I said that. It's really buzzing between my finger and thumb. So yeah, just calling on its energy and bringing it into any parts of your body that you wish to. I can feel like all the way down to here, it's just going. Oh, it could be now, but it was on the beach. Interesting. All right. So I'm going to put that down, I think, now, the stone. Get back to the job in hand. So the lineage of the rose. Anyone that knows me knows how much I love roses. I've planted 8 rose bushes in the garden here. Actually, one is still in its pot. But there are 8 rose bushes in the garden here that I've brought in. I think I'm going to have to do another one next year. I think there's going to have to be 9. But they are on the other side of the garden in a bit of a... I realise I've planted things as if I was doing a crystal grid. There is lots of geometry to the way that I've planted them all. There's a little pine. I was given an olive tree because it wasn't, the olive was inside and it wasn't doing very well. So that went in the ground to kind of replenish it, which it has done. So the olive represents peace, the pine represents cleansing, and the rest are mainly roses. So the rose to me, I've said this before, you might have heard me say this before, the rose to me is a frequency. It's, I'm going to say an interdimensional frequency, and the rose flower, the rose bush, is an aspect of that frequency. It's like a physical representation here on earth of that frequency. And all my work at the moment seems to be revolving around roses. When I do light language activations, what I've seen is that it's creating like a crystalline rose in the ground, and then that kind of just goes and fires off down the grids. So the lineage of the rose, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Isis, were all in that lineage of the rose. And a lot of us doing what we're doing, if you're watching this, you're probably doing it too, just seem really closely affiliated with the rose. And the rose lines of the earth, which to me are the heart lines, they're kind of some of the newer, and actually that's maybe not true. I think the rose lines have always been there, but they're not as known as the other lines on the planet, as the other ley lines. But I feel that there's a lot more rose lines coming online at the moment. I feel like there's been this structure of rose lines along the planet, and I don't always see them straight either. Sometimes I see them as a bit more like water in the way that they move. But I just feel a lot more of these rose lines are coming online at the moment. Okay. So I do still have spaces left tonight, if anyone wants to join me. I'll repost the ticket tailor when I finish this, or you can just message me if you're interested. So I often like to pick the bottom and the top card as well, and the bottom card is Rose Without Thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. that one. Oops. I keep telling my roses that they don't need to have thorns anymore, that they can let go of their thorns. I can't remember where I heard this, so I don't know if it's authenticated, but I did hear that a man who'd had cactuses for like 20 years and spoke to his cacti and told them that it didn't need the prickles anymore, and eventually they grew without prickles. So the rose without thorns, whenever I visualize roses, they don't have thorns. It feels quite symbolic that the roses on Earth have thorns. I feel we're not the only planet with roses, and I wonder how many of the others have thorns. Okay, I'm going to take the top card as well. Ooh. I haven't seen this card before. Open. Say yes. Expand through the extremes. Trust life. That's a beautiful image. So like the little bud, we are the little rosebuds opening up to greater possibilities, greater light, greater awareness. Okay. Time I have a drink of water, I splash it. Oh yeah, it does look like a bat. She's kind of got her arms like that, but it does look like a bat. I love bats. The garden is always full of bats in the evening. Batty. So we had, I'm getting to show you this one as well. So I just picked the last two cards off the pack just to put them all together. And just to remind, we had Healing the Mother Line, The Sacred Waters, Lineage of the Rose, Rose Without Thorns, and Open. There they are. Oh, two. So Sophia is that card, and this is about divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. And it just feels, you know, this time that we're on the planet at the moment, this is the time that's been spoken about for so many years, like thousands, hundreds, I don't know. It's been written about for such a long time, and we're in it right now. Everything is changing and it's really beautiful. Oops. And the last one that is asking to be shown is called The Wastelands. Sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. So that does remind me of the self-care card that we had earlier as well, about really looking after ourselves, to look after our inner garden, to take the time out to self-care, to take the time out to say no to other things, to take the time out to really replenish ourselves and our inner garden. See how dry the land is there. It's time to drink some water, sow some seeds, and go inward enough cards, I think. Kiana makuya stata aila ko ut iana. Ma ia ko ulia stata ana te kibed do oran te kitapaan do ora te kita. Kushtala kiano orna ka aan do oi stata. Miki lad ut oran tana ki ya apana ko do. Uhona han te it do oran te kita aan maka. Bekia to onta te kella toton toto. Ma elest to ornta ki to onta to ornta ki te toto onta. And just breathing that energy into any parts of your body that are in need of that nourishment. Into your heart, into your sacral, into your throat, into your base, into your solar plexus, into your third eye, God's seat at the back of the head and your crown, and all the spaces in between, into your shoulders, into your hands, all of your joints, all of the waters of your body, into your fascia, into all of your glands, into every organ of your body. Ooh. Alrighty. Oops. Just having a little look at the comments. Oh. So thank you everybody that's been here. And if anyone wants to join me tonight or next Tuesday, then drop me a line. It would be awesome to have you with us. Lots of love, Anne. Okay, thank you everybody. I will see you again soon. I'm not sure who my next guest will be on Love Speaks Love. That's why I haven't booked a show yet. I'm still waiting for that to drop in. There's a few people that are in my field, but nothing definite has dropped in yet. So as soon as it does, I will let you know. All right. Thank you, everyone. Love, 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 love. From my heart to yours. See you soon.